Hello. I was looking through the list of games that'll be on sale tomorrow on the PlayStation Store, and there's nothing that I want. Unfortunately, Trails of Cold Steel 3 will not be on sale. Oh shucks. Oh darn. Oh geez. That's fine. Oh. So, I have that other save file from when I was at the hot springs in Ymir. And I went through and I did all the girls because I wanted to see like how they teased Reen or what happened. And the best one, yeah, I took a picture of it. The best one was Millium because of the stupid glasses I have on her. And it's this statement of, hee hee, don't worry. I know it's not every day you get to share a bath with a sexy tall drink of water like me. And it's amplified by the fact that she's wearing those glasses. This is just a very, very funny picture to me. Very funny. So I'm happy I have it. Anyway. So what was I doing? What was I doing? I just rescued... yes, I just started the next chapter up. Okay. Speak to Toa twice. Oh, Reen, did you see the request from Klein and Heibel? Yeah. Sounds like they've run into something pretty serious. You've read the details too, right? About an airliner being hijacked and the passengers being taken hostage? Yeah, this would usually be a matter for one of the armies, but with the war going on, they can't spare the manpower. That's when the two of them decided to step in and take matters into their own hands. And if we can, we'll be sure to go and help them out too. Where did they say they were currently? The Isengard Range? Right. Apparently, the hijacked airliner is being kept somewhere near there. I know their exact coordinates too, so just let me know when you're ready, and we'll get you there right away. Getting Angie back in perfect health is such a big worry off my mind. Now I just want to see Crow again. Well, I did kind of see him when you were on the Pentagrule, but we didn't get the chance to talk or anything. Sorry about that. Valimar and I won't rest until we make that happen again. I promise you, we will bring him back. It just might take some time. I can't wait. Until you do, I'll try to be the best captain I possibly can. Okay, Fourth floor to speak to Emily and Alan at the training facility. Where's the training facility? Conference. Oil room. Speak to this one. Yo, glad you made it. So this is where you ended up. No, I'm not surprised. I know, right? Still, I've got some stuff that I figured you might like. And this is the best place to put it to use. Remember this guy? Isn't that a combat shell? You know it. I grabbed a few of them on my way out of the academy. So I figured I'd bring them on board. I've been setting them up so you can use them for training. I'm nearly done too. Great, that sounds really handy. It should be tweaked just right for the time for you to train your close combat skills against. So if you're feeling rusty, stop on by and I'll get you sorted out. Sure, take you up on that. In this room, you can choose 4 of your allies to practice their close range combat skills. Only characters with close range attacks may be used. By defeating the combat shells and completing various tasks, you can obtain special rewards. Huh. Hey, Irene. Or hey, Areno. Interesting. Welcome to the range combat training room. How's it going, Emily? Wait, since you're here... That's right. I'll be helping out with the training you guys... Or with training you guys, too. Just finished up getting the combat shells ready for action. I've set them up for range combat, so they'll be perfect for putting your orbital guns, bows, and staves. Staffs. The test against... I'll be here whenever I can. So if you ever want to do some training, just give me a shout. Thanks. We'll have to take you up on that. In this room, you can choose 4 of your allies to practice their ranged combat skills. Only characters that can attack from afar may be used. By defeating the combat shells and completing various tasks, you can obtain special rewards. You can get a special thing with Alphen, I guess. I'm so glad that both your mother and Angelica are safe. That the courageous was able to help in rescuing them both makes me very proud indeed. Thank you, Your Highness. I'm sure my mother will be fine just now, I'm sure my mother will do just fine now, since she has Sharon to help too. I'll be doing my best to help out everyone here, just like I've been doing all this time. I'm sure I speak on behalf of everyone in expressing my happiness about that. Your mother's safe, that leaves you free to focus your mind on the others you care about as well, such as the upstanding Reen here. Wait, what? Your Highness? I don't, I mean... I'm getting the impression my presence here is making things more awkward at an alarming rate. I mean... Yeah, I mean, that's... The game wants me to be pursuing her. And I would be lying if I said that, you know, she's not an option. But there are at least 3, maybe 4 other ladies that I would put ahead of her. In the pecking order of me. Second floor and speak to Dorothy. Purchased a pasta recipe from her. Oh, where's... Oh, Dorothy. Kitchen. Oh, yeah, you. What's up next? Why is that? Oh, you gonna drop some channel points on shit? Hero Chronicle Radio and Heimdall. Almost got 20k. Oh god. What does that do? I don't really have anything for that much. I mean, I guess you could just spam Meowjima a bunch. That's fine. I have no problems with that. Hero Chronicle Radio Heimdall's got relay stations all across the country, so people can tune in basically anywhere. That I have no problem with. Which is why they pride themselves on being the #1 news station in all of Arizona. Which would be great if it wasn't a lie. Noble Lance was total... Yeah, I know. But I did the thing. Ask for status update. Oh, you want to know how your last catch... Neat, you got the silver prize. I guess this is something. It's something, all right. I'll let you know if I want to apply again. I don't want to talk to him. I want to play the contest. Feel lucky. No, they have a state-run news network, which neither Fox News nor CNN are. It'd be closer to like a number of news outlets in Russia. I need to talk to somebody about getting a recipe. Oh, she's in the bookstore. This is not the bookstore. Wait, what is this guy? I have an odd question, but you wouldn't happen to need any of our photo developing solution, would you? Or more than I need. I gross. Essentially CCP news, yeah. I mean, my peoples live in an empire with like a monarch and shit, so... And the nobles are the faction that have control over the news outlets. I can now pasta. Ah, yes, blade. Oh, that's second floor. Hey, where I am currently. All right, who am I blading it up with? Let's see here. Nope, not that one. Link. I can get Emma to level 6, maybe. I can get Sarah to level 5. I guess I'll do Millium needs to have some games played. I'll hit up Fee. So Sarah, Millium, Fee, Emma, Laura? Maybe not Fee. Maybe Alyssa instead. Anyway, Sarah can probably get to level 5.
Let's get this thing going. Go on, draw a card. I'm up first. Don't hit me for this.
Oh, that's fine.
Looks like we need to draw again. After you, my dear. Come, lightning! What? Wait a second! What? Wait a second! Time to power up.
Oh. It's okay. Excellent.
Promise you'll go easy on me?
Never. I take my card games very seriously.
I'm going first, then. I'm going to use a bolt card. Time to use a mirror card. Oh no! This could be trouble.
Damn, girl, do you not have like anything that's worthwhile? I'm gonna save that bolt. Hit you with the 2. We'll tie it
We
up.
have the same score. Let's draw again. Oh, we have the same score. I'm going first, then. Allow me to power up a little. Ow! I wasn't expecting that. Oh no! This could be trouble. Oh, we have the same score. And the first move is all yours, Reen. Oh, you
Come in.
beat me.
Ooh, level 6. Nice. Is that max? Are we maxed? Is that max link level? Increases finishing blows, power, and activation frequency even more than powerful strike does. Hold on. Let me. Oh, wow. It's 7 this time. Okay. Damn. All right. Who is next? Millium. Millium needs a little more attention.
It's time to duel. Come on, draw a card. Come on, draw another one. I'm going first. Come on, draw another one. You're up first, I guess. Take this! Ah! Ah!
Hell yeah.
Ah! So sorry.
She won.
Yeah, I win.
Damn it. Oops. Yeah. Alyssa.
Let's get started.
And then Laura.
Go on, draw a card. Guess I'm going first. Last. Now you've done it. Now you've done it. Now you've done it. What? You can't do that.
I hope that's not a mirror.
One more game?
Good shit. All right, so I have to bring this up because this just flabbergasts me. I'm looking on the Cold Steel. There's a game FAQ board message that's who's your choice for Reen, and I'm looking. There was voting that was done, and Laura seems to be the top vote. Actually, I thought it was going to be Alyssa, but that's okay. Alyssa's not too much farther behind, and that's fine. Like, I like Laura. I think Laura's better than Liz. I just don't like that the game wants you to if they shouldn't give you an option to romance all the other girls if the one that is on the cover of the game is the one that you're supposed to romance.
Right.
Just saying. It's okay. It is okay. It's whatever. I had to check. I had to know. The fandom sucks. Not surprised. Is there any? Oh, Laura.
Then let us begin our duel. Please, draw a card. The first move is yours. We're evenly matched. Let's redraw. Then I'll make the first move.
No, it's the fandom's choice of best girl, according to a single forum post. No, not one. Oh, that's not good. And I heavily disagree with their opinion.
Divine Bolt! I didn't expect that. Well played. Mirror! I didn't expect that. I admit defeat. Well done.
All right. What's left? Yeah. No, yeah. I know. It's still. It always makes me kind of laugh, though. The other thing too is I occasionally wander into areas of the internet of things that I am a fan of, and come across members of the fandom of the things that I am a fan of and go, oh man, that's right. This is made up of literal children and people that don't know how to interact with members of the opposite sex. Angelica, wait, if you're here, then who's piloting the ship? Calm down, Reen. My dear Toa's testing out the autopilot right now. Sure, I'm the helmsman, but I'm not a machine. Sometimes a gal needs to focus her attention elsewhere. So now that things have settled down a little around here, Toa decided to take the opportunity to run a few tests. Rest assured, once she's finished that up and decided on our next destination, I'll return to the pilot seat. Whew. Well, that makes sense. Still, I've got to admit, it's impressive how well you handle any vehicle you get your hands on. They've repeatedly stressed how high spec the Courageous is. You're already piloting it with like it's second nature. Oh, yeah, well, it seems that a large chunk of the fandom seems to think that Elisa, the blonde-haired girl who is probably the canonical love interest, is the right choice. And it's like, well, I mean, if that is the case, why do they give you options? And just because that's the case, that seems to be the case that the developers want you to take, doesn't mean that there isn't somebody else who's better suited. But hey, everybody's got their own preferences. It's fine. I will say that Elisa is the only one that actually shows any type of real affection towards Reen. Well, maybe, and Toa. Alyssa and Toa. The rest of the girls just view him as like a comrade. I don't even know what the canon I don't even know what I don't want a canon romance. That's the thing. Like, give me a game that has romance options with no canon romance. Oh, that seems fine. It's from a feudal state. Feudal states tended to marry within their own bloodlines to keep things pure. Also, it's Japanese. Speaking of, let me thank you again for leaving the bike in my care. Glad I finally have the chance to return it to you personally. Oh, there's no need for that. My friend, I know you've been getting quite a bit of use out of her. Oh, I have. I even noticed a few little Reen-specific customizations on her last time I checked, so it'd be rude to ask for her back. In fact, I hereby declare you her rightful owner. Just make sure you keep treating my old partner well, got it? I don't know what to say except, thanks. Oh, see, had they changed it, they would have received a very massive backlash. Guaranteed. From the purists. Oh, I'm sure they did. I'm sure there was a lot that was actually, like, altered for reasons. Purple or red? We'll go red. But even still, had they changed it, had they made her like not cousin. The other question is, and this is dumb. This is dumb. This seems like I'm justifying things. Maybe I am, and I don't care. But first cousin or like third cousin or like distant cousin, like that makes a difference in the West, but it also makes a difference in general. First cousin, yeah, that's. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, no, in the face. See, this is the thing. In the West, we frown upon, like, interfamily relationships. Like, incest is not a good thing. It is illegal throughout most of this country, actually. I think there's only a few places where it is not illegal. It's not always looked upon that way in other portions of the world, but if it's a feudal setting, that changes things a little bit. Just in the view of Western media. Probably why nobody cares about it. I'm not too surprised they got rid of the face petting minigame, though. That happens. Okay, so I can go to all the shrines.
Where do you want to go?
Let's go. That might be another reason why it's not even like talked about or cared about. Second floor. Yeah. Well, I mean, that could be it too. They just don't know. It's like they need, what they really need is that app that Iceland's got, so they don't, you know, fuck their cousins. I mean, look at Sword Art Online. Everybody loves that damn thing. There's straight up weird brother-sister relationships going on there. A letter? Oh, right. It's probably from Phantom Thief B. This must have been what he meant by where the blue cross indicates. Normies don't hate Sword Art Online. A lot of anime fans don't hate Sword Art Online. A lot of people who think they're better than everyone else in the anime community hate Sword Art Online. I don't particularly care for Sword Art Online because I find it boring. I don't hate it for any other reason. First season, good. Second season, meh. Season where he went to the gun place, it was alright. After that, it just got boring. I don't know, it's just full of tropes. That's the only reason I don't care for Sword Art Online. But it has a big fandom. The character designs are cool, so of course, anything that has cool character designs is going to get cosplay and is just going to appeal to a larger audience simply because of that. Oh, I haven't watched the SAO Abridged. I found out that it existed the other day, and I was like, oh, of course it does. Green took the letter confirming that the sender was exactly who he thought. Yep, this is him, all right. What should I do, though? Honestly, I'm half tempted to just cram it in my pocket and keep going about my day. Read it. No, I think I should read it. What if it's about a crime he's already committed? I'd hate to just be sitting on this until later and only to find out when I read it that it's too late to undo any harm he's done. Green opened the letter's seal and out popped a card.
To my dear friends in Class 7, I've taken the liberty of preparing an enjoyable diversion to spice up your mundane day-to-day lives a little.
Well, look at that. I'm already regretting opening this thing. I continue to watch your radiance from afar, ever dazzled by its brilliance. That radiance is no doubt the fruit of the bonds you share with one another. Bonds which, today, I wish to test. I wish to see how you act when the seeds of distrust and discord are sown among you. And I shall be watching from close by. Been so rare and priceless an occasion, I will be stealing from you one of your beloved classmates.
Hope you'll enjoy this little experiment. I know I certainly will.
Steal one of our classmates? Damn, I have to tell the others about this. There's not a moment to...
Now, let the game begin. Dance for me a beautiful dance, each step replete with uncertainty.
It's him. Can't believe he was able to access the ship's intercom system and even the lights. Oh, they're back on now. Oh boy. Need to hurry up and check on the others. Anyway, that's why I asked you all to come here, but... everyone seems to be present and accounted for it, at least to me. Perhaps the whole business about him stealing one of us was a lie then. I don't know. He doesn't seem like the type who'd go to all that effort and not do it. Do you think he's already struck? Stolen a member of Class 7 and assumed their identity? No way. He did. He's a true master of disguise. Everyone looks the same as ever to me. I don't know if this is related to the current situation, but after the lights came back on, I found this card in the Orbital Factory area downstairs. It's one of these calling cards. Can I have a look at it? George handed Reen the card. He began to read it. The theft has been conducted successfully. I am now among your number. So Angelica was right then. Wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. Having established that, I allow me to lay down the rules for our little game. Oh, so I get to play Cold Steel Among Us. Okay. Reen Schwarzer, you shall take up the mantle of detective. Your mystery is to discover whom among you I have replaced. To make things a little more interesting, I will allow Sylphie to aid you as your assistant. Me? What a twisted man. This is all just some game to him. Naturally, I have not taken the place of the detective or assistant, and not of your tutor either. I have assumed the identity of another of Class 7's members. I look forward to your struggles to discover which one here is to your success. So we're all potential suspects then. I sure hope he didn't choose Emma. If we exclude Reen, Fee, and Instructor Sarah, that leaves 8 people that it could be. Aha, it's starting to sound like fun. As long as you're not suspecting me, then it wouldn't be much fun. No. Before we begin, however, I would like to set forth 2 rules, in the interest of a fair and enjoyable game, of course. Rule number 1. Questions must concern events that happened after you went your separate ways from the bridge. Inquiring about things that happened before then, or about personal information I could not possibly know, is strictly forbidden. Rule number 2. You may not consult with anyone outside of Class 7. That includes the Purple Lightning. Should you violate either of these rules, I can offer no guarantees of the safety of your missing member. I would assume that by now, you know me well enough to realize this is no idle jest. Well, that's everything. You sure can fit a lot on these cards. Oh, don't say anything. That might break the second rule. Yeah, for their sake, I think it'd be best if we just kept our mouths shut. Let them figure this out. Indeed, we can't risk putting whoever he's taken hostage in danger. Guess I'm in the off-limits camp too. Can't say I'm real thrilled to think that creep is sitting right over here among us. She said it. She said the thing. Indeed, especially when we can't even help Class 7 identify him. Just leave this to us. We'll get him. Well, okay. For now, I think it would be best for the rest of us to leave the room. We'll be sure to tell everyone on board to stay away from this room, too. Good luck, everyone. All right. Finally ready to get this started. Now we just need to decide how we're going to work this out. First rule is going to be a pain. One where we can only ask questions about things that happened after we all split up after being on the bridge. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for that, this would be a fairly simple matter. True, I doubt he'd know what we had for dinner yesterday, for example, but all of us would. Which means that rule exists so he has plenty of time to savor the enjoyment before we work out the answer. Give me a break. So which one of us is he pretending to be then? I don't really like having to doubt each other like this. did say his intention was to test our bonds. I suppose this is one way to do that. You work something out yet, Reen? I wish. So far, I've got nothing. How about you? Same here. Maybe we should give everyone a pat down. What? I guess that's not technically a violation of any of the rules. Then I see no harm in doing so. But... Don't worry. I'll handle the girls. Reen can do the boys. Well, I suppose that's fine then. You seem strangely reluctant. I thought so. You're him, aren't you? What do you mean you thought so? If you ask me, you're more likely to be the rat. Although frankly, I find it hard to believe that any imitation could capture the sheer arrogance that seeps from your every pore. I take it back. I find it equally ludicrous to think any imposter could duplicate your ability to overreact to the slightest provocation. Well, looks like those two are the same as ever. I think we're letting ourselves get a bit sidetracked here. Yeah, let's get on with these pat-downs. 8 of them split into 2 groups, with Reen and Fee conducting the pat-downs. Well, that didn't get us anywhere. What should we do next? Maybe ask everyone what they did after we split up earlier? Yeah, that's probably the best place to start. That way we can piece together the day's events and see if any testimonies stand out as odd. So let's see. How about it, Machias? Can you tell us what you've been doing? Of course. First I stopped by the factory area in the hold with Elliot to have some adjustments made to our weapons. I finished up first and left, while I stuck around waiting for my shotgun. After about half an hour later, I finally left the hold as well and dropped by the game room, where I ran into none other than Eustace. We even ended up playing a fairly civil game of billiards too. I did see him in there. We were still playing when all of this trouble happened. So you started a friendly game of billiards? Just like that? Aw, you're such good friends. We are not. Anyway, thanks for giving us your account, Machias. All right, let's ask someone else. So Elliot, can you tell us what you've been up to? Well, I went down to the factory area with Machias because we wanted to make a few tweaks to our weapons. After that, Machias was still taking care of some stuff, but I hopped on the elevator and left. I headed to the arts training room to see how the modifications went, and, well, that's basically it. Right, so you went to the factory, got some weapon adjustments, then went to test out your staff. Machias was with you initially, so he'll at least be able to verify that first part. Gotcha. Thanks, Elliot. All right, let's ask someone else then. Can you tell us about what you've been up to, Eustace? Certainly. First, I went to the close combat training center to learn a CQC, that's close quarters combat, where I sparred for a while with Gaius. Gaius. After practicing for a while, we parted ways, after which I went to the game room. I was there roughly 30 minutes before Regnitz wandered in to break my peaceful reverie. He was being his usual noisy self, so I figured I'd shut him up by besting him at a game of billiards. You just have to go and make yourself sound superior, don't you? Oh, take it easy there, guys. Seems to add up with Machias' testimony. Yeah, thanks, Eustace. Alright, let's ask someone else then. Can you tell us what you were up to, Gaius? First, I swung by the close combat training room where Eustace and I went a couple rounds. Eventually, we both left the room and headed to the elevator together. I was the first to get off at the 3rd floor. From the elevator, I headed straight out to the front deck to enjoy the feeling of the breeze in my hair. So you trained with Eustace, then went to the front deck. Thanks for your testimony, guys. Alright, let's ask someone else. Alright, ladies. What were you up to during that time, Alyssa? Well, I was hanging out around with Milliam for a while. We were sitting and talking at one of those tables in the 3rd floor hall. After a while, she remembered she had to do something and left. I stayed there, and pretty soon after that, Princess Alphen passed by and invited me into the royal room. That's it, I think. So you were with the princess. Thanks, Alyssa. That was a big help. All right, let's ask someone else then. So, Milliam, can you tell us what you were up to during this time in question? Sure. Well, first I was hanging out with Alyssa at one of the tables in the third floor hallway. We were just sitting around talking though. But then I remembered my bear. Your bear? I got him from Gramps, and I finally got him back from his train while we were in Ruhr. Anyway, I forgot I hadn't put him somewhere nice yet, so I went straight to the nap room and plopped him down right there. Oh, right. Thanks, Milliam. Okay, let's move on to the next suspect. Can you tell us what you were doing, Laura? I can, though I'm afraid there's really not much to tell. When everyone dispersed, I chose to remain behind on the bridge, observing the crew at work. I did see her there. Oh, really? There's not really any point in inquiring further then. Thanks, Laura. All right, let's ask someone else then. All the dudes hang out with each other and all the ladies don't. That's weird. Can you tell us how you spent the time, Emma? Well, actually, I was with Fee the entire time. You were? Yep, she was. Celine was there too. They were both nearby when the lights went out, so I'd have a hard time believing it's Emma. Right. He's got no reason to lie, but we are dealing with B here, so we can't be 100% certain he isn't Emma. What were you doing together then? Well, first we went to the reference room so I could investigate something. After that, we went to the kitchen. Does that all check out for you? Yep, all of it. Okay then. Thanks, Emma. Well, that's everyone. Still, just asking everyone individually may not be enough to prove anything. Someone could be lying. Got a point. It might be good to get info about what people were doing from someone other than themselves. Maybe we could ask everyone if they saw anyone else. Oh, you mentioned it. It's a good idea. Thanks for the tip, Fee. It's what assistants do. True enough. In that case, you said you went down to the factory area with Machias, right? Then you went to the arts training room. Did you happen to spot anyone besides Machias during all that time? Oh, actually I did. On the way to the arts training room, I passed Eustace and Gaius together and said hi to them. Oh, right. I may as well take this opportunity to answer for myself. I saw no one other than Elliot and those I've already specified I met. As for me, I saw Elisa sitting alone at one of the tables on the third floor when I went down there. Assuming everything we heard earlier is true, I must have been there after Milliam left and before Princess Alphen arrived. Oh, right. That gets a few people out of the way then. Okay, let's ask the next person. You met with Elliot and Eustace, right, Machias? Did you happen to spot anyone else while you were going about your business? I did, actually. I noticed Emma and Fee as I entered the game room. That must have been when they were headed to the kitchen area. So you saw Emma and Fee entering the kitchen. Got it. Huh. I didn't realize anyone had seen us going there. Same. I must have let my guard down. There's no need to feel bad about that. You were just walking around the Courageous, not infiltrating a secret base. That it's weird, though. It's weird. I do know the answer to this. I know who the culprit is, and I'm going to guess it correctly because I want the extra AP that it gets me. You said you sat and talked with Milliam for a while before she left. Then later you were invited to the royal room, right? That's right, yeah. Other than them, I did see Gaius pass through after Milliam left. That must have been when he was on his way to the front deck to enjoy the wind or whatever. That's all though, I didn't see anyone else. Alright, thanks. You said you stayed on the bridge after everyone else left, right, Laura? Indeed. But of course, it follows that I saw none of our other classmates after that, nor did they see me. Fair enough. Yeah, not much that we can do about that. She's kinda suspicious. Emma, you went to the reference room, then to the kitchen, right? And Fee was with you the whole time? You didn't see anyone else while you were wandering around, did you? You can answer this one, right? Of course we did, yes. While we were on our way to the kitchen area, we saw Eustace enter the game room. I didn't see anyone else, though. Did you see Eustace, Fee? Yep. That's a relief. Just knowing that isn't conclusive proof that Blue Blanc isn't masquerading as Emma, but... oh well. No, it's totally Machias. They didn't see Machias in the game room, but he said he saw them. So after you finished talking with Alyssa, you went to the nap room, right, Milliam? Did you see anyone other than Alyssa during all this time? Nope, not a soul. Now I wish I just stayed there though. Then I might have gotten invited to see Princess Alphen too. Well, never mind that for now. Well, I think that's all we're gonna get. Okay, we've asked everyone here what they did, if they saw anyone else while they were doing it. Wanna go over it all again? Yeah, let's do that. First, the places where everyone started out were, if I remember correctly, Elliot and Machias were at the Orbital Factory on the first floor. Eustace and Gaius were in the close combat training room on the fourth floor. Alyssa and Milliam were at one of the tables in the third floor hallway. Finally, Emma and I were in the reference room on the second floor. Aside from Laura, who has no alibi, all of them were in groups of 2. True. Which means everything you just listed is likely to be genuine. As for what they did afterward, though, we'll go over that now. Elliot left the Orbital Factory before Machias did, then went to the arts training room alone. On the way there, he also met Gaius and Eustace. Yep. After that, Gaius says he went to the deck on the third floor, and Eustace went to the game room on the second floor. That's right. And on my way there, I saw Alyssa alone on the third floor hallway. That means I must have already left for the nap room by then. Yeah. Next up is Machias. About 30 minutes after Elliot left the factory, he finished his business as well and headed to the game room. That does seem to mesh with my own experience, seeing as I was in the room alone for some time before he arrived. Yeah, then as I was walking into the game room, I noticed Emma and Fee walking into the kitchen. As for Emma and Fee themselves, we started out in the reference room, as I mentioned earlier, but eventually we moved on to the kitchen. I can't remember exactly how long we spent in the reference room, though. But as we left and were on our way to the kitchen, we saw Eustace heading into the game room. Well, that's everyone. There's a discrepancy there. Any idea who's our guilty party, Reen? Yeah, I've got a good idea now. You do? You're cool sometimes, Reen. Could you share your idea with us then? Gladly. The one who's actually Phantom Thief B in disguise is none other than you, Machias. Well, why me? What's your evidence? Well, Machias said that he saw you and Emma enter the kitchen area, right? But if he did, where does that leave Emma's testimony? You mean the fact that she saw Eustace enter the game room? That's right. Those two testimonies are at odds with each other. After all, Eustace said that Machias came into the game room roughly 30 minutes after he himself arrived. That's correct. Which means... Exactly. There's no way Machias could have seen Emma and Fee when he claims he did. It's just not possible. Well, you say that. But what if it's Emma who's in the wrong? It's true our testimonies contradict each other, yes. Why assume mine is more suspect? Because Emma wasn't the only one who saw Eustace, I did too. Which makes you our #1 suspect. Indubitably, my dear Fee. The doppelganger right in our midst is none other than Machias. I'm sure of it. The game is up, Phantom Thief B. Show yourself.
Well reasoned, my friends. A fine deduction, if I say so myself. You are correct. I am Phantom Thief B.
It's perfect with the Groucho glasses on. I can scarcely believe my eyes. He got us good. Aha! I'm impressed you were able to discern the truth from picking up on such a small inconsistency. Or perhaps I extended too generous a hand in helping you along after that. Helping us all along? So your suspicious testimony was deliberate then? Spare us your cape-fluttering theatrics and just tell us where Machias is. This game is over. Such a lively rejoinder. All I shall say is the narrow storehouse.
What a duel, ladies and gentlemen. I look forward to meeting you again on a new stage one day.
How does he do that? Never mind that now, we need to rescue Machias. At least he didn't make the clue all hard and stuff. Yeah, I can't think of anywhere other than the storage room on the third floor that would fit the description. Let's go dig him out, I guess. Ouch. I only wish I could have been there when you were captured, just to see the look on your face. Ah, you look a bit tied up, Machias. Machias saved. Everyone else set about trying to find Phantom Thief B. Unsurprisingly, he was nowhere to be found. Still, they had at least managed to avoid any harm from his antics. So, for the most part, all was well that ended well. See, Phantom Thief's cape as a farewell gift from Blue Blanc. Got 2 AP for doing it. Ooh, drop rate 20%, nice. Phantom cape worn by Thief B grants its wearer luck. Prevents death blows, delay, and vanish. Pendulum-shaped accessory decorated with time.
Hey there, Reen. All right, let me hear your report. Well, that's very impressive. Well, I'll be looking forward to your next report.
All right. All right, so I have... Who do I need? I need... Elliot. Emma. I need Milliam and Sarah. Okay. Domination. First attack craft used each battle deals 2 times damage. I'm giving that to somebody. Ooh, attacks and crafts can inflict nightmare? That's pretty dope. Let's see here. Why? Because of Suzaku? Yeah, because of Suzaku. Fine. I want to get rid of Petrify. It's not as strong as I'd like it to be. Nightmare seems more fun. That. Ooh, I haven't kitted up Laura yet. Can't kit up Laura yet. All right. Let's go talk to George. Hello, Georgie Porgy. No, not. Go get Zemirian ore. Yeah, I know. That's kind of what the point is. Ooh, I can only do one of these. Sure. It sucks. Why not? Buy yellow coloring too, sure. No, I don't have any masses. All right, good to the. Oh wait, who? I wanted to give this to. Oh, I gave. Okay, I did. I gave it to who I wanted to give it to. Okay. Cool. Freeze and burn. Hell yeah. She should have impede. As opposed to instead of Yggdrasil, shield 2, and wait. This one. I need 2? Seriously? I mean, I suppose that makes sense. In a weird way. I can just buy an impede too. Never mind. Is that an action 3 I saw? Hold on. Does that mean that there's attack 3? Oh, baby. I only get 1. So there's a reason I'm buying a bunch of those. And that is because I want to see if I can exchange them. Hell yeah. All right, there we go. Expect curios, buy anything that I missed. Nope. Need 2 casts. I don't think I can do that because... Oh, no, I probably can. I can just go buy one. I think that'll work. I think I'll just go buy one. Oh, so much preparedness. Running out of U materials. This isn't good. Here. And at least I'm gonna sell like all of my weapons. No! Fine, whatever. I think I've done everything I can. All right, so I have to...
Where do you want to go? Leave it to me.
Need to go do... I do need to get Millium. Who am I taking out? Oh yeah, Emma, Millium, and Sarah. Okay, yep. Here. Where is it? Two.
Let's get going.
Actually, hold on. Come here. Unfortunate, I don't think Angelica can join me.
Okay, it's safe for now.
I'm awesome.
You got a new Ascraft. Galactic Cannon annihilates enemies from orbit with a laser. That seems pretty cool.
Let's get going.
There's a cryptid here. I don't think I can fight that yet. I might be able to, actually. I might try and do that after I get this. I'll switch out Millium for Laura. Where am I going?
Okie doke, let's get started.
Leave it to me.
Here's a performance especially for you. Seventh Rhapsody! You've been a wonderful audience.
Come on, Land Transform!
What? Okay, that's kind of sick. Oh, that was cute as hell. How much health do they have? Not a whole lot.
I'm gonna slice you up. Now's our chance. Gotcha. Of course. My turn. Get in sync now. Gotcha. Let's keep going.
Good job, Emma. Overcame the trial. Elliot, Emma, Milliams, and Sarah can now use Overdrive when linked with one another. Their bonds, one another strengthened. Sick. All right.
Let's get going.
Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go try and fight that thing. I'm gonna probably wish I hadn't, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Enemy sighted. My turn. Sit.
Okay. Now.
Got you!
It's my turn. Too slow.
Leave the cut!
My turn! Now's our chance! Now, Laura!
Understood! Our fighting was in perfect sync.
Sit!
We'll have to fight our way
My
through.
turn! Sit! Now!
An opening!
I'll handle it. Here goes. Overdrive! Now. I'll back you up. Here I go. Now! You're done. I'll handle it. Now. Let's go, Emma. Understood!
Too slow!
My... You still have a lot of training to...
Sit! Ha!
We have the advantage here.
My turn! Ha!
It's my turn. Here's our chance. You're done.
My turn.
My turn. Now. I'll back you up. Look at us be.
Ooh, my neck. All right, homeboy. Let's do this. I'm gonna lose.
Watch out! This is a tough one!
Too slow. Now. I'll back you up.
My turn! All right,
Leave
let's
it
do
to me.
this!
I'll handle it. And done. Now. I'll back you up, of course.
Oh, I mean, I haven't even fought this thing yet. It is of a significant level higher than I am. Level 115? That doesn't even make any sense. Damn.
Blessing of the moon.
Leave this to me. Shatter! They're off guard! Go for 3!
Leave it to me! Sit!
I'll handle it.
I thought I did a thing.
And done. Got it. I'll back you up.
Here I go!
Here I go. Filthy zigzag. Rise, great towers. Lord Alvarian. Rest in peace.
He's gonna die. This thing's got a lot of fucking health.
Too slow. Got it.
Or if he's not gonna die. Okay.
Wasn't strong enough.
Laura died. Okay, Fee's dead.
Should have been paying attention.
My turn! Sorry.
All right, let's get this started. Oh, please. Oh, I need to turn this around. Now!
You have my thanks.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Okay, I see. So in order to kill this thing, I'm gonna have to get like anti-fire stuff.
Behold the might of the radiant. I wasn't
That's fine.
strong enough.
I'm not ready to fight any of these things yet. I probably will be once I get my characters level 100. Probably, maybe, probably not. I might not even bother with them. It depends. I don't think there's anything necessarily locked behind them. Oh shit, my characters are almost level 100. Holy fuck. This is fine. I need to go back to...
Let's ride.
Oops. Ah. Hello. Hey, Hugo. You're on business? Oh, you bet. I'm here to finalize negotiations on a deal with the Rhineford Company. Oh, and while I've got the chance, on behalf of Kleist & Company, let me thank you for your considerable effort the other day. Sometimes it strains belief that you're just a student like us and not a seasoned businessman. Well, either way, this presents a good chance. There's something we wanted to talk to you about. Marine explained the situation and what he wanted to do with the Courageous. I see. I expected you'd turn up and ask me eventually. I'm certainly not opposed to fighting alongside you. After all, it seems like you've even got Becky lending you a hand. Then you'll come with us? Well, yes and no. I can't just hop on board right at this instant. I still have my fingers in a few pies around here. In fact, I'm in the middle of something, setting up a commerce network with some other like-minded individuals. Commerce network? You heard me. The network will unite commercial firms and businesses all across Erebonia, with Kleist & Company at the center. And if everything goes according to plan, I just might be able to do something about the stagnated flow of goods into Erebonia. Or that's my plan, at least. It'd be quite the coup for Kleist & Company's head of sales to bring an idea that big to life. I'd say it just makes sense for a man in my position, wouldn't you? Are you here on business related to that then? That's right. But I'm done here, at least for the moment. There are still a few more places I need to stop by though, which is why I'm afraid I can't come with you just now. Not until I've gotten all of those boxes checked. Oh, okay. Can't very well pluck you away when you're in the middle of work. I wonder if there's anything we can do to help him. How about this? We've got our own airship. How about we just go to all the places you haven't gotten to yet? You? Well, we've been flying all over the eastern half of the Empire. In all likelihood, we'll be paying those places a visit anyway. It seems sensible to let us take care of it. Yeah. I think you're onto something here. All right. I think I will let you guys handle this. Great. So where haven't you been able to get to yet? Legram and Ymir are my last two. Complete opposite ends of the map. I've had a chance to touch base with my contacts in all the other major locations already. All you need to do is find the person representing each town's merchants and vendors and get them to sign one of these. Commerce Network contract. Seems perfectly doable. I'll make sure these get to where they need to go. Ymir should be a snap at least. I know the head of the Merchants Association there. I think I know the person you're talking about in Legram. Well, good luck then. We'll meet here when you've finished everything up. I'll be commuting to and from Heimdall, getting this squared away before I come aboard. Sounds good to me. Shall we be off then? All right.
Where do you want to go? Full speed ahead!
General store owner. What who? Oh, Lady Laura, there's something I can help you with. As a matter of fact, yes. Explain the situation to him. Well, now that is interesting. Certainly makes sense for us merchants to come together in times like these. Does that mean that you're willing to join the network? Gladly. May I see the contract? Bateau read over the contract and happily signed it. Thank you very much. We appreciate your cooperation. Oh, think nothing of it. I could never turn down a personal request from you, Lady Laura. Well, I wish you the best of luck in whatever you're off to do next. With that contract signed, all that's left is a shop in Ymir.
Where do you want to go? Full speed ahead!
Is it true that Ruer's been liberated too? That's wonderful news. That'll make it much easier to get in all the stuff we need for our New Year's celebration. We'll need alcohol, some food to go with it, and maybe some fish. Wait, am I not supposed to talk to her? Yeah. Oh. Hey, Lord Green, can I get you something? Actually, there's something I'd like to talk to you about. He explains the whole situation to him. Forming a network with a big company from Heimdall, huh? Oh, that sounds like a pretty good idea, actually. We're having a hard time getting stuff in lately, but it's clear we aren't the only ones. Working together on a common problem sounds like a great way to go forward. So that means... Think I can have a look at that contract? Leo read it, and apparently pleased, signed the contract. Thanks for bringing this to me. Oh, and while you're here, come by and play with Alf again, if you've got time. He misses you. We appreciate your cooperation, and I'll definitely swing by when all this is over. Thanks. Well, that's both contracts signed. Let's go back to Hugo and Ruer. After we hit the slopes. It's snowboard time, baby. Got 2 courses due. Hell yeah. No turbo mode. Damn. Shit. Oh, nope, I missed 2. Heavier trip. And sick. All right.
I did it!
Look at the B2 course. Well, there's no stopping you, is there? I doubt any of the other villagers in the village can compare with you now. Well, you're surprised. Go ahead, take it. Whatever you know. And I'll be sure to keep courses well maintained. If you feel like boarding again, just come on by. Certainly will, thanks. And I will do it right now because I want to do level 3. It's 22. And my goal is to get them all. Okay. Oh, being sneaky with where they place them. Oh no. Okay. Sick.
I did it!
Oh, I don't want to do this again. Amazing. You're natural at this. Well, there's bad. Go ahead and take it. Enchantment. Oh, and take this too. It's a new board I got recently. Easter board. And I'll be sure to keep the course as well. If you feel like boarding again, just come on by. Sick. What is enchantment? I bet it's good. I don't really want to get rid of any of these, but... Grim Butterfly, Cross Crusade, and Phantom Phobia makes enemies more likely to notice you. What? I don't want enemies to notice me. I want to be able to sneak up on them. Oh, fuck you, game. Stop blocking good shit behind being noticed. Go take a nap. Okay, back to Ruhr to talk with Hugo.
Where do you want to go? Leave it to me.
Oh, you're back. I take it you were able to get some fresh ink on those contracts then. Sure did. Here you go. Ah, these are perfect. Thanks for taking care of that for me. Now, we've got all the main commercial firms in Eastern Erebony in our network. With things as they are, the West will have to wait. In addition, in good time, though, we should be able to bring them on board, too. Well, at least we're done now. Well, now that we've got that taken care of, what do you say? Will you come with us aboard the Courageous? I will. I've already made everyone at the company aware of my travel itinerary, so I can leave whenever you're ready. One thing, though. Should you give me a hand with, or could you give me a hand with something, Reen? I'd like to open a shop on board, you see? There's just one thing I need to do while we are at it. Sure, that's fine. Reen returned to the Courageous with Hugo, and after parting ways with everyone else, the two of them set to getting his shop prepped and ready. Yo, nice. Like a proper trading outpost. There we go. That should do it. I made sure to bring only the best of the best for my company. Pretty fine selection, no? All that's left now is to use it to aid all of you. Well, thanks. We really appreciate it. Here, Hugo. Oh yeah, Becky. She has a Scottish-Irish accent. Oh, hey, Becky. Don't you hey Becky me? What a cool attitude of yours, wee man. First you decide to roll in out of nowhere. Then you get the bright idea to set up a shop right bleeding next to me. What's the issue? This is just about the only spot worth setting up a shop in. I figured even you would realize that. Ram doesn't even realize how worried I was. Setting it aside, I What's the deal with this wee network you're cobbling together all into the roguelike? No one at the Great Market got told. Trying to cut us out of the picture, eh? Huh. Didn't you tell us that Legram and Ymir were the only places left? Sorry, I kept you in the dark on purpose. Not for any pernicious reason, I assure you. Mostly so I could do this. Hugo handed a Commerce Network contract to Becky. Well, what's this now? I figured it'd be the easiest way to hand it to you in person, as I knew you were already aboard the Courageous. Now that I'm here, we've got the networks, Feast and Company, and Celtic representatives working closely together. We should be able to handle things far more efficiently this way. I see you had this all planned out. Typical Hugo. After listening to both of them bicker back and forth for a while, Breen made his way back into town. Hugo was welcomed aboard the Courageous. He was indeed. Brewer Institute of Technology. Wait, can I not? Speak to Ratto. Top corner. Oi. Aren't you guys students from class 7? How's it going? Your name's Ratto, isn't it? You're the researcher we met during our field study. Oh yeah. Didn't we help you out on something while you were here? Nice to see you again, Ratto. Wow, good memory. It's good to see you guys again. Can't thank you enough for liberating Rua. Number of reasons for me to be in your debt keeps going up and up. I don't know about that. Still, is there anything we can do for you? You seem bothered by something. Now you can tell. Well, you see, someone I know is missing. He actually goes to our school, but he's a second year. I don't know if you'd find him. Or know him. His name's Stefan. Stefan? He ever mention being in the lower class chess club? He did. As a matter of fact, he made it here with a few other Thor students. One of his relatives is enrolled here, so he's ended up studying in our department on their recommendation. Well, I'm glad he made it out of Trista safely. But where could he have gone? Do you happen to have any idea where he is now? I'm guessing he went to test this little gadget he's been working on over here. I told him to be careful if he planned to go out, but I doubt we have too much to worry about, but, you know. Still a little concerned, though. Maybe we should go look for him. Do you mind if we go out looking for him, just in case? There's no way we'd turn our backs on anyone in danger, and on top of that, he's a fellow Thor student. Sure. I mean, if you are, by all means. I'm guessing Stefan's somewhere along the North Shore Highway. We've been here before. Or you've been there before. It's in the south. Take care, though. The monsters around here are more dangerous than ever lately. Thanks for the heads up.
Bring it on!
My
Here I go! Sit!
Of course! Arc is
Leave
activated!
this to me! Now's our chance!
Got you! Too slow! Now! Now, Laura!
Leave this to me!
Now! Ah, we should be safe now.
It was a bit overkill.
I welcome all challengers.
Now! All that is over!
Let's move! That's that. Let's keep moving.
We'll have to fight our way
Let's
through!
move!
My turn. It's my turn! Blessing of the moon! Too slow. Now!
An opening! Leave this to
My turn! Sit!
Okay.
Unforgivable.
My turn.
My turn.
Onward. You still have a lot of training.
Here they come.
My
Careful,
turn.
everyone.
Now.
I'll back you up. My turn. Here I go.
Onward. Now's our chance. Let's go, Beef.
Right. Too slow. Should have been paying attention.
Shit.
It's my turn. Blessing of the moon.
Thanks.
Let me help.
Thanks. No, you don't.
My turn.
Thanks.
I wasn't strong enough.
God damn it, Reen.
Too slow.
My turn.
You have my thanks.
Here I go. Blessing of the moon.
You have my thanks.
Okay. Hostiles neutralized.
Sit, ha, sit, ha, ha, ha. Sit, ha, ha.
Enemy sighted.
Okay.
Let's take him out. Let's move. Now.
I'll back you up. Here I go.
Onward.
My turn. Now.
An opening.
Let's move.
It's my turn. Blessing of the moon. My turn. Hostiles neutralized.
Sit, ha, ha, ha. Sit, sit. Sit.
Huh? Aren't you Reen? Huh, good. We found you. Reen explained why they came to search for him, so on and so forth. Oh, really? Oh, sorry you had to come all this way looking for me. I'm happy you did, though. Oh, I'd love to come and join you on the Courage as soon as possible, but... Well, I came here to conduct a test on a program I recently developed. I think it'll prove useful to you, so if I could, I'd like to get it finished before hopping on board. Unfortunately, I ran into a nasty bug during testing. Now it won't work properly. Oh, right. I wish we could help, but... don't worry about it. I'll work things out eventually. Anyway, you mind checking in with me later? This could take some time. Sure, we'll drop by later. I wonder if Machias would be able to help. He was always good with computers during lessons. Maybe we should go back to the Courageous and bring him with. What the? Well, that looks like. Don't come any closer. Oh, goddess, please help me. Stefan. Machias, read. Leave these monsters to us. We'll take care of them.
Hostile spotted. Beginning combat.
Let's move.
Rise, great towers! Lord Alvarian! Rest in peace.
Okay, it's safe for now.
Ooh, there we go. You aren't hurt, are you, Stefan? No, I'm fine. Thanks to you coming to my aid. I don't even have a scratch on me. Thank you so much, Machias. Rest of you guys, too. Boy, am I glad you showed up when you did. It's good to see you, too. I was praying you made it out of Trista all right. Same here. Another happy reunion. Rather touching to see them, isn't it? Nice to see you two reunited. Moving along, I hear you ran into some sort of bug in a program you made. I studied programming quite a bit back at the academy, so I'm inclined to think I might be able to help you. What'd he say? Really? Oh, Machias, that'd be swell. Machias and Stefan teamed up to debug the program. Meanwhile, the rest of the Class 7 stood guard, ensuring that they could focus on their work. It's done. Wow, now it works perfectly. Thank you, Machias, and everyone here too, thanks. I'm glad that I wasn't out of my depth. Incidentally, what kind of program is it? It's a database system to gather info for combat situations. Not to blow my own trumpet, but it's really useful. You can pull up anything stored in this little guy instantly. Oh, recording combat statistics, huh? It does sound rather convenient. Yep, knowing is half the battle. Hi, Joe. I tried inputting the data from the fight you just had as a test, and it's looking like it'll work great. Sorry, I had to put you out to finish things, but thanks to you, it ended up being a huge success. I'll have to go and let Rato know about this right away. All right, everyone ready to head back to the Institute? Yes. Yes, I am. Oh, thanks a ton for finding him. I'm guessing you're gonna go up there. Gonna go up with them, Stefan. Right. Still, thank you so much for all you've done for me. Now I'm going to do my best to support my fellow Academy students. Awesome. Yeah, good luck. I'll keep rooting for you. By the way, put the database program you made onto a memory quartz. All you need to do is install it onto one of the Courageous computers and you'll be good to go. Oh, thank you. There's no malware on this, is there? This'll sure come in handy. It'll be great to have you with us, Stefan. Let's work to take back our academy together. You bet. So worked up, you'd think they were in some sports club instead. Fucking nerds. After bidding a fond farewell, Rato returned to his lab. Class 7 guided Stefan to the Courageous. Oh, Kenneth. Kenneth.
To go. Leave it to me.
I can go here. This is great because this is exactly where I want to be. Yep. No more Annabelle, but I get a Kenneth.
Bring it on! Here I go!
My turn. Here I go.
Onward!
My turn!
Okay. Of course. Let's keep going.
Huh? Rain, is that you? Kenneth, so this is where you've been. Oh man, I'm so glad to see you're safe. What have you been doing all this time? I haven't been here long, but I got some stories for you. I left the academy as soon as the war broke out. Of course. I mean, like, duh. I guess I could have gone back home after that, but I didn't really feel like it. So instead, I've just been wandering between places unaffected by the war, living off the fish I catch. Really? That seems remarkably idyllic, given the circumstances. I can't think of many who could lead the happy life of a fisherman during a time of civil war. Gutsy move. Anyway, I'm glad we ran into you. Would you be willing to join us? We could really use your help. Annabelle's been worried sick about you this whole time, too. Is she on the Courageous? Green explained to Kenneth that they were flying around in the Courageous and looking for students, so on and so forth. Oh, really? Really? Never would have guessed you were the ones on the Courageous. Well, it's an appealing offer, and I am pretty worried about Annabelle. But I can't right now. There's something I need to do here first. What's that? Care to fill us in? In a nutshell, something really important fell into the river, which would be pretty bad in and of itself, but a fish just happened to be swimming by and swallowed it. I want to catch that fish and get it back. Something really important, huh? Yeah, but I'll catch it. I'll be staying right here until I do. Once I've done that, though, I'll come and join you. How about that? Well, I could try to help you catch it. Remember, I know how to fish, and we're bound to increase our odds of catching it with 2 fishermen, right? Oh, you mean it? Oh, thanks. That'd be great. The fish I'm after is a gluttonous bass. True to the name, it swallows anything it can get its big mouth around. Gluttonous bass, huh? Yeah, I can keep an eye out. Swallows anything it can get its big mouth around, eh? That's,
Oh, I could probably fish here.
I don't know how I like that. Fish. Huh. Oh, hey, look, it's the first thing that pops up when I fish. Not gonna start singing if I held it up on the wall, is it? Kenneth, look. This fish had a necklace in its mouth. Whoa! Nice work, Green! You caught our fish way faster than I expected. Mind if I take a closer look? Green handed Kenneth the coughed up necklace. Oh, this is it. This is her necklace. I'm so happy I was able to recover. Or, well, that you were able to. Who's her? I was under the impression that we were looking for something of yours. Oh, I thought I told you already. Well, I guess not. It's Annabelle's. Annabelle's? Well, that's right. It's a memento of her grandmother. She dropped it in the river while we were running away together. So I thought I'd come back and see if I could find it for her. Well, still, I couldn't be happier that you caught this for me. I better go give it back, shouldn't I? Hop on the Courageous and we'll give you a lift. We'll be in Ymir before you know it. Well, when you put it like that. Kenneth happily boarded the Courageous. Together, they made their way to Annabelle's Inn in Ymir. Kenneth handed the necklace over to Annabelle. Yes, this is it. This is grandmother's necklace. What a relief. Takes care of that, then. Mission complete. Thank you so much, all of you. Green's the one who deserves all the thanks. He was the one who caught that fish that had swallowed it. It was honestly just luck that I caught it before you did. I bet if we hadn't shown up when we did, you'd have caught it yourself just fine without me. Huh. Well, I'd like to believe I would have, at least. Regardless, with this necklace, I am now free to leave here whenever I wish. Let me take this opportunity to thank you for your advice too, Kenneth. I didn't do anything major, honestly. I hope you managed to sort out the whole engagement issue, though. Yeah, so do I. Sounds like this is a personal matter we shouldn't intrude in. Anyway, I guess this means it's finally time for me to join you guys on the Courageous. I gotta repay you for all you've done for me and all that. We'll be happy to have you with us. Oh my, you've caught so many more fish since we've last spoken. Enough to become a gold angler, which also happens to be my rank. I'm stunned, Reen. You've made an amazing amount of progress in such a short time. Thanks, fishing is pretty addicting, I'll admit. It's really not. It certainly is. It fills me with so much joy to see someone bitten by the fishing bug, or perhaps lured in, is more fitting here. Well, never mind. You can now trade your hard-earned points for even more items. Congratulations. Now, go out there and proudly fish like a man possessed. And so I shall. Thanks, Annabelle. Can cause blind or sleep. Oh. Which one's better? Lake Star. Gotta be. Gots to. I'm gonna buy them both just in case. All right, I got Kenneth. Back to the barrier. I'm gonna go fishing again.
Where do you want to go? Leave it to me.
I guess I could have just gone to the Schwarzentrack barrier, but that's fine. I want to fish. Want to fish.
Okay. Here I go. Sylphie, ding slap. Target's eliminated. Let's get going. Done.
Oh.
Ooh. It's a pretty one. Oh, whoops. I changed my route. That was why.
This is a big one.
Missing 9 fish.
Not bad. Not bad.
I wonder if there's a spot in this game similar to the first game where I could just go and catch any fish that I may have missed. It'd be really nice. You know what? There probably is. It's probably right outside of Ymir.
Caught one. Let's get going.
That's a real beast of a monster.
They're not that.
We'll have to fight our way through.
Let's move. Sit.
My turn. Now.
An opening.
Of course.
Man.
Too slow.
Onward.
Here I go. Sit.
I'll handle it.
Honestly, if there was a way to put this game
It's my turn.
at a speed that was somewhere between this
How about this?
and this,
Going.
I think that'd be ideal. Just a little bit faster. Just a little bit faster. Mainly because then it would make like, driving this thing a little easier. I got the RMP to drop me off at Ruhr and made my own way here to check on things. Sounds like the battle was pretty wild. Surprised you guys made it out there with all your fingers and toes. Just straight up miracle workers. Wish I could say that's true. Something happened? I'm not gonna pry or anything, but just don't let it get to your head. Or get you down, okay? What's up, Dragoon? Good to cheer you up. I could show you my top secret cuties of the RMP collection. I appreciate the thought, but maybe we should, or you should keep that hidden. That might be a good idea. But I do have something you could look at in public. Check out this novel I read. You'd be amazed at how quick a book can make time go when you're traveling. Maybe it'll come in handy for you. Maybe. Oh, cool. Do I have Millennium in the party? No. Oh, you came to visit me again. How truly chivalrous you are. Glad to see you're still hanging in there, Margarita. I was a little worried, given the massive battle that just took place here and all. I was witness to the whole thing. It was truly stunning. You and that knight of yours were, dare I say, dashing. Oh, not quite as dashing as my one and only Vincent, of course. Thanks. Who is, really? When will we finally be able to see each other again? I think of him every moment of every day, and yet cruel fate continues to tear us apart. Huh? When did you turn into a big old damsel in distress? This isn't the Marguerite I know. The Marguerite I knew was fun. Fun? Just what are you implying? Well, first of all, the Marguerite I knew never gave up. And when she sees something she wants, she takes it. I mean, none of my other friends ever mix shady drugs into food to get people to fall for them. And nobody else spent entire days stalking the guys they liked and blocking their escape routes. She's the kind of girl who'd jump into hell and take the place over in a second. If she thought Vincent was hiding down there. Well, none of those are, yeah, is this list of crimes supposed to be a pep talk? Anyway, see what I mean? That's the Marguerite I know from back in Thor's. Now I see this Margarita sitting around waiting for Vincent to come to her, and that's no fun at all. And I guess it's none of my business. I'm just a bit let down is all. You know, you are absolutely right. Love is a battle, a bloody, protracted, no-holds-barred battle, that you have to fight for it yourself. I really don't like where this is going. Consider yourself lucky. From this day forth, I will be by your side, offering my valuable assistance. I'll go out and hunt down my beloved Vincent myself. Then I'll never ever let him escape my embrace again. There she is. There's the Marguerite I know. Good to have you back. See, this is already way more fun. Oh no, Milliam's reawakened the beast. I'm sorry, Vincent. I'll keep you in my prayers. Margarita's on the thing. Oh wow, I'm not gonna do that. Lady by the counter should give you tomato stew. You? Yep, there we go. What quests do I have? Brutzen for Brutzen. North Croyd's on Highway 3. And that's where I'm going next. Okay. I'm gonna finish up these two quests here. And I'll probably stop for now. I'm hoping this doesn't take too long. I want to hit the store up tonight because I want some nuggets and fries, damn it, but I don't want to go to McDonald's because I just don't feel like going through the drive-thru. I haven't been through a fast food drive-thru in like 2 years, and it's not because of COVID. It's just because actually it's been longer than 2 years. It's been like fucking 4. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it could be worse. I don't care about updating his character profile so the destination. Okay. Do I need to say it? Ooh, actually. Nap room. After I do this. Oh, I mean, I'm among a handful of individuals that like the lockdown stuff. I was not affected by it in any way. But I'm in the minority in that situation, so like I'm not gonna bitch. It sucks that I have to go back to doing or to not being a complete recluse. But there are worse things that could be going on in my life.
Where do you want to go?
Where do I want to go? Oh, the Isengard Range. Over here? No. No. Ah. Yeah. Ready to go help out Klein and Hybel? Once we do, there's no coming back until we're done. Better make sure we've got everything we could possibly need before we head off. I need to change my party. Or do I want to keep Millie? No.
Where do you want to go?
Isengard Range. This shouldn't take too long, I would hope. Gray just departed for the Isengard Range. And being careful not to alert the armed group to their approach, they safely landed at the rendezvous point. Hey, you made it. Nice gun, dude. Klein. Hi, Bill. Haha. I was hoping that I'd get to see you here, Elliot. I'm happy to see you here too, Laura. Thanks for coming. I'm happy to see you're both okay. Have you been fighting by yourselves all this time? Yeah, we've been trying to do what we can to support the other Thor students. Been hearing a lot about you and what you've been up to in the Courageous. We've been doing our best to stay up to date on how the war's been going. And that's how we came to find out about this incident. Anyway, we can catch up later. Right now, we'd better focus on the task at hand. You did come regarding our request, yes? We certainly did. An airliner was hijacked, wasn't it? And you said it was hidden around here? That's right. It's just over there. That's it then. The craggy terrain does make this a pretty top-notch hiding place. It's a good landing job. I'm guessing those two standing watch outside were involved in the hijacking. I can't help but feel like I've seen those outfits somewhere before. Not that you mention it. From what I've gathered, they're mercenaries of some kind who were hiding among the airliner's passengers. Once inside, they took control of the airliner over the Norsha province. Then, threatened the captain into landing here. They've got civilian hostages inside, nobles included. What are they after? It's all but certain that ransom money is their objective. The war is growing fiercer by the day, so neither the Imperial Army nor the Noble Alliances have any spare manpower. My guess is that they're trying to take advantage of that to make a profit. I'm really impressed how much you were able to discover about them. We're working alongside them at the moment. We ran into a squad of theirs not too long ago and ended up swapping info. Been working together ever since. That's when they let me borrow this rifle too. Oh, right. It's kind of weird seeing you with one though. Anyway, getting back to the subject at hand, neither army has the manpower to do anything about this right now. So we were wondering if we might be able to rescue the hostages ourselves. We gotta show that we're military students at some point, right? They've managed to avoid getting caught up till now. So I imagine they're feeling fairly cocky at this point. Enough to let their guard down. So with your help, we might even be able to capture them along with saving the hostages. So, think you could lend us a hand? Of course. There are civilians' lives at stake here. There's no way we could turn a blind eye. Knowing that, or what we do, I feel it's only right that we assist you. Yeah, you're right. And we've come all this way. Might as well do what we can. Thanks. This will make things a lot easier on our end. We'll be counting on you. Right. Our current plan was drawn up based on the assumption that only Highbell and I would be participating. Now that we've got you and the Courageous here, it could probably do with a few modifications. You guys ready? Together, they set about devising a new operation to capture the criminals and ensure the well-being of the hostages. And once they'd finished fleshing out the details, all that was left was to wait for the perfect opportunity to begin. Gone Air? It's supposed to be a riff on Con Air, that's great. I wonder what the actual Japanese name for it is.
How long are we gonna have to stay out here? I'm freezing my butt off. You're telling me, seems like the ransom negotiations aren't really going anywhere either. The orbital wave reception up here is downright pitiful to top it all off. What, are you serious? Man, this sucks. Damn it. I wish we could have at least stayed inside and watched over the female hostages instead. Well, I'm guessing we'll be moving somewhere else before long, then we...
Sorry, that's not gonna happen.
Who are you?
Commencing operation. Let's take him out.
Here they come! Careful, everyone!
Let's move. Now's our chance.
I'll back you up, Mike.
Oh, come on.
Too slow. Now. Laura, let's finish this.
Understood.
Let me help.
Thanks.
It's my turn. Okay. Should have been paying attention. Of course. Blessing of the moon.
Let's move.
Onward. We should keep going.
Think we did that quietly enough to not draw attention from inside? Yeah, looks like they're none the wiser. And now I remember where I'd seen their uniforms before too. the same as what the Jaeger dropouts we encountered in Nord were wearing. Oh, I remember now. They said their name was Bugbear, I believe. Yep, they like to call themselves a group of mercenaries, but this seems to be all of them. Wait, you guys in Group A wrote in your report that they were handed over to the Republican Army, didn't you? So we're up against a group of Jaeger dropouts. Doesn't sound like this will be easy. Total stealth. How'd things go on your end?
Very well indeed. We found a way to infiltrate the liner while you were busy fighting. And as soon as we're ready to start the next part of the operation, we'll use that route to sneak inside.
With just the two of you? Haha, no worries. We'll be fine. Remember, we're second years. About time we start setting an example in combat anyway. So to confirm, we'll be acting as two groups. We'll be using the confusion to rescue the hostages. Ready to begin?
Ready as we'll ever be.
Totally. We'll do our part to make this plan a success. We'll start sneaking in through the ship's hold then.
Best of luck, guys.
It's eerily quiet in here. I don't think there's anyone in this part of the ship, at least. Looks like the hostages are on one of the upper floors. I've been here already. Interesting.
How the hell did you get in here?
We have weapons. No time for talking. I'm ready if you are.
Hostile spotted.
Let's move.
Beginning combat.
Here goes. Overdrive.
I'll back you up. Here I go. Here's our chance.
Got you. My turn. Now.
I'll back you up.
No, you don't.
Onward!
Let's move.
I'll handle it. Yeah, of course. Too slow. Laura, let's finish this. I'll handle it. Hostiles neutralized.
Damn kids.
Ooh, that wasn't so bad. No sign of reinforcements either. Not many of their guys are here at all, really. That way must lead to the bridge. There are a few more guest rooms between here and there, too. Real possibility they'll try and ambush us as we make our way through the ship. I think we should check inside the bridge and the guest rooms just in case. I'm all for it.
What's with all the noise? Wait, who are you?
We'll have to fight our...
Your doom.
Let's
Yeah, your doom.
I'll back you up. Okay.
God damn it, hit the things.
Here I go.
Beat this time! You still have a lot of training to...
Ooh, I wasn't expecting to actually run into one of them here. Maybe he was on break. Hold on, he's got something on him. He got one. This looks like a key card. Card key. We might be able to use it for something. Let's take it with us. Visit the third floor by taking the southwest entrance, or southeast entrance. Door is locked. You do have that card key. Probably not. Let's check the bridge first. Check the bridge. Me. Oh, here's the bridge. I'm guessing that. Shh. I hear voices. You still can't get in touch with them? You do realize that until we get our ransom money, we ain't going nowhere, right? I'm trying, but the reception here is so bad, I can't get through. Don't give me excuses. Bah, we really do have shit for luck. Our last plan was ruined by those kids back in Nord, and now this. What should we do? This area is perfect for staying unnoticed. If we can't get any ransom money. Yeah. We'll try on one more time. But if that fails, we're gonna have to find somewhere else. Breaking out of jail was enough trouble as it is. Can't let a chance like this pass us by. As soon as we get the ransom money, the world will know Bugbear has a real Jaeger Corps that gets beat by kids regularly. Well, they still haven't given them up on making a name for themselves. They don't seem to have learned a thing from before. Can't believe they got away from Calvard. Guess they probably took advantage of the chaos over in Calvard to escape. However, they got here. That doesn't change our objective. Let's get back to stopping them and finding the hostages. I have a key card. Okay, we should be able to get to the third floor now. Stay alert. No one's here. Actually, I can sense people on the other side of that door. And given that we couldn't find the hostages anywhere on the lower floors, it seems like they're all being kept here. Probably going to be a lot of people guarding them too. You ready, guys? And just who are you? Where did you come from? Are you here to rescue us? Please help. Here goes. Commencing suppression of the targets.
Enemy sighted. Let's take him out. My turn.
Rise, great towers! Lord Altharion! Rest in peace!
Behold the might of the Radiant! You still have a lot of training to do.
This can't be happening. Curse you! All right. I think we've got things under control. We did it. Then we're saved. What's going on? Oh, it's Ricky. Some of these hostages look kind of familiar. It's Ricky! Anyway, please calm down. We've secured an escape route out of the ship for you. Please follow it to safety. If you're quiet, they shouldn't notice. We appreciate that, truly. Who are you? They're the promising youngsters at Thor's Military Academy's Class 7. Aren't you Norton? You're all right. It's good to see you again. We weren't expecting to run into a familiar face among the hostages. We haven't seen each other in a while, have we? Not since you swung by the Imperial Chronicle in the summer. Can't believe you of all people ended up being taken hostage. Same here. I actually ended up getting dragged into it on my way into a war zone. I was heading out to work. Funny that you guys would be the ones to come rescue me. Perhaps this, too, is the will of Ideals. Huh. Yeah, maybe so. You were on your way to a war zone, though. Question mark? Ah, yes. I'm working as a war correspondent for the Noble Alliance right now, you see? So I'm traveling around as much as I can, trying to get the reality of this war out to as many people as possible. Oh, right. Aha! I've been hearing all about what you've been up to. We wish we could do a nice article about you guys, Valimar and the Courageous. But given the circumstances, writing about the Courageous would be one thing, but Valimar too? I think it'd be best to keep him quiet. Huh. Don't put yourself at risk for it. He's actually kind of my type. Sarah, stop. Oh, sorry. I suppose this isn't really the time to be having a leisurely chat like this, huh? Leave evacuating everyone here to me. You should get back to your mission. There are more hostages above here. They're the more well-off passengers, like nobles and merchants, who are being used for ransom money. Please, save them. We will. Don't worry. You take care, Norton. There are a lot of rocks outside the ship that you can hide behind until we're done. Good to know. Thank you. Norton carefully led the hostages out of the airship, and together they were able to escape from danger. Fee searched the dropout's belongings and took the card key number 2 from one of them. I have to go upstairs. I think. Norton mentioned something about more hostages being held on the next floor. Yep, look sharp. Please, just let us go. If it's money you want, just take it.
I beg you, stop this madness.
Shut up, it's enough from you. We'll get all the mirror we need from the ransom money. Besides, mirror's secondary here. What we really want is the achievement of pulling us off.
What do you mean?
We want to be known as the guys who were able to hijack a plane in a nation with a military as crazy as this. We're not going to be able to call ourselves a proper Jaeger Corps. We can't outsmart the Erebonian military. Now that you know, pipe down until we get our damn ransom money. That goes for you young ladies too. Unless you want those pretty faces of yours all scratched up. Dios, help us. Stop right there. What on earth?
Where'd you kids come from? How'd you even get here?
Wait a second, I recognize you. We're Class 7 of Thor's Military Academy. We received a formal request to liberate the hostages being held here, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. Thor's? Wait, isn't he Elise's brother? Wait. Totally is. He's the students. They're wearing Saint Estrella uniforms. Right. You two in the same year as Elise? We'll get you out of here.
Don't get cocky, brats.
Can't believe the same kids who screwed us over in Nord are back at it again. Got no idea what we went through because of you. They don't seem to understand that they were the ones in the wrong.
You'll live to regret what you did. You're gonna be the first victims of the newly founded Bugbear Jaeger Corps.
I almost said Jaeger. You're joking, right? You think this is gonna cut it? You honestly think you can make a name for yourselves just by hijacking a plane in the middle of a war? Say that again. Real Jaegers live on the battlefield, labeled Reapers and Warmongers, but accepting their karma all the same. That was what Encino, Leo, and the boss taught me. Looking at you, I don't think you have the resolve to do that. Couldn't have said it better myself. You people, no doubt, lack the sense of dignity and self-respect that Fee possesses.
You think you're all so tough.
What do you know about us?
What do you know about us?
Reinforcements?
Boss,
You came for us.
we figured something was up when the guys in the lounge didn't give their last report. You've really done it this time. I bet you're the ones who let all those hostages go too. We're gonna make you regret you ever crossed us.
Oh, that's still the leader.
Fill them full of holes, boys. We'll celebrate our day as a new corps by dancing on their corpses. Ja!
We might have the advantage here, but we can't afford to lose. Right there with you. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. Sorry, can we handle this?
All right, let's get this started.
I I'm just gonna flip it.
Impossible! Enough for them! Good work! Done.
This can't be happening. We lost not once, but twice to these guys.
We had you surrounded. How'd we lose?
Positioning alone doesn't determine the outcome of a battle. It might help, but at the end of the day, experience is what matters most. You're finished. Give it up. Hand over the hostages.
Ugh.
Lisa's brother's so cool.
Thank goodness.
Now we can...
Don't you think this is over? Come on, boys.
Eh.
Tables have turned now. Their lives mean anything to you. You're gonna do as we tell you.
You don't know when to give up, do you? My will to show mercy is running short. It's nothing to worry about. Got the ship's bridge under our control. Got the upper hand here. I wouldn't be so sure of that. Ah. Fine. Nice timing. I'm just glad we made it out. We made it at all.
What's going on? Why do new people keep showing up one after another like this?
How'd you even get in here? The door was locked. Sorry, but all the ship's systems are under our control now. Hi, Bill. Looks like you guys are A-OK over there.
More students? You gotta be kidding. We've got people over at the bridge. How'd you take control of the ship's systems?
Oh, Clyde and I took care of those of the ones who were left. There weren't all that many. Thanks to the rest of you coming here. All the crew members you took hostage are safe now, too.
And I took care of all the lookouts while you were busy fighting Class 7 on top of it. The only ones left.
Really? That's some pretty impressive work.
This is some kind of dream. We're Jaegers. Sure, we dropped out, but we're still Jaegers. How can we be beaten twice by a bunch of kids?
Never let your guard down during an operation. Any real Jaeger would know that. Just give up trying to form a corps. You're not cut out for it. I'm afraid your loss was inevitable the second you underestimated these guys as a bunch of kids. We're going to be apprehending you now. Don't try to resist. Damn it. After properly restraining the mercenaries, Class 7 joined Klein and Hybel in securing the safety of the remaining hostages. They then set a course for the Ruhr airport, chosen for its close proximity, taking the hostages and the airship with them. They were freed upon arrival. Class 7 then happily handed the culprits over to the Railway Military Police and the Norcia Provincial Police. Thank you, everyone. Can't imagine that would have gone half as well as without your help.
Seriously, we owe you guys.
You kidding me? We should be thanking you. You were the ones who stepped in and made things right. It made me even prouder to be a member of your club, Klein. Hybel, I never knew you were so good with an horrible staff. I guess we've got another thing to trade tips about. You really are so glad to have you had your support there. Okay, calm down. The two of us really didn't do all that much. And we wouldn't have been able to take the bridge if you hadn't drawn their attention earlier.
For sure. You guys took them head on and did all the work. We were just the backup. But man, with first years like you around, Thor's is gonna be in great shape when we graduate.
Okay, enough of the self-deprecation act. You two did plenty. Gotta admit though, getting that kind of praise from you guys means a lot.
Well, either way, we've done what we set out to do. Thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, there's no point in the two of us flying solo anymore. So it's time for us to join the crew of the Courageous. Fight by your side. Lucky us. Definitely. More than happy to know you'll have our backs.
Good to hear.
Quest Gornair completed. Received Wraith as a reward. Find Hybel. Welcome aboard. So on and so forth. All right, cool. I'm going to save there. I'm going to stop for now.